Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on the Asset Insider channel, where you come for your latest and greatest news on cryptocurrency. I'm going to be starting off with Bitcoin today. As you can see, we are holding above the 50 and 100 moving day averages right now. The way it looks, we're flagging out pretty nicely from this big candle we had right here. It looks like this flag is going in a positive direction, so we could be seeing some higher price action in Bitcoin soon. We still need to see if we can break that 4,200 to 4,250 resistance level that we bounced on multiple times back in December and January. Once we can hold above the 4,200 to 4,300 level, that will show some bullish sentiment in the Bitcoin market. I'll move over here to the 4-hour chart, where you can see we've been knocked down multiple times at the pretty much almost 4,000 level, 3,969 twice, and then we made it up to the 3,989 level. And we had this drop that happened, and now we're building back up again. We do have a higher high right here than previously, from the 3,967 to 3,987 level. That is a small amount to increase, but seeing higher highs before being rejected is a good thing. So we'll see if we can climb back up and actually break through 4,000. Alright, now we will continue on to our first news article of the day, which is IBM's Vice President of Blockchain, Jesse Lund, says that Bitcoin will hit $1 million, but he says it will hit $1 million eventually. He does not give any time frame for this to happen. I personally believe that Bitcoin will probably hit $1 million in about 10 years, just because I'm not super bullish on the price of Bitcoin. I believe that it's a great technology, but I believe that there are better blockchains out right now that have more use than just a store of value. So he also mentions that he believes in 2019 Bitcoin will go to about $5,000, which to me does seem on the lower side for 2019. Personally, I believe that once Bakkt opens up along with Fidelity and SPI virtual currencies, we will see a small run-up at minimum in the cryptocurrency market, due to these platforms where institutional investors can finally put money into cryptocurrency without having to hold their own private keys. I believe this is going to bring, if anything, a small bull run to the market. I could maybe see a $10,000 Bitcoin by the end of the year. I don't know if we're going to hit those 2017 highs, but once institutions become more comfortable with cryptocurrency and have those platforms available to use, who knows what kind of highs we can make in 2019. Or we may be waiting for the next halving to happen before we really, or halving in Bitcoin's mining payout to happen before we see a bull run happen. Okay, moving on to the next article. There is a new platform that allows you to convert cryptocurrency to fiat currency without completing a KYC, or know your customer verification. So My Ether wallet has collaborated with crypto finance firm Byte and are releasing a platform to convert cryptocurrency to fiat without know your customer KYC requirements. MyEther Wallet has announced this news in a blog post posted on February 20th. Per their announcement, users of MyEther Wallet V5 are now able to exchange up to 5,000 Swiss francs or $4,995 worth of Bitcoin and Ethereum into euros and Swiss francs without going through KYC requirements inside the wallet. Okay, I think this is great. It's good to see a platform where you're actually able to cash your crypto into fiat without having to complete a KYC, because I believe that you should have full, what would be the good word for it? You should have full control of your money and your investments without having to show your identity to whatever government you may be living under. That's the whole point of decentralization. Completing a KYC kind of takes out the private aspect of cryptocurrency, which I believe was one of the original reasons why cryptocurrency was made, to be private and decentralized and to not have your financial records and holdings known by every government that you may be dealing with. So I'm glad to see that we have a platform like this. Hopefully they may eventually come out with a way to convert into USD, but I doubt that because the SEC would probably come down on them pretty hard. But once you convert into Swiss francs or euros, you could convert that into USD afterwards. So this is a good thing to see. It's a good thing for the cryptocurrency space. And we'll be moving on to the next one. Okay, cryptocurrency expert warns not to trust the current Bitcoin rally. Okay, this guy, Alex Sonnerberg, is a cryptocurrency expert. I don't know who he is in particular, but he believes that crypto still has some room to fall. And like many of us in the market currently, he wishes that crypto would just fall to rock bottom, or whatever rock bottom might be in this current market, so we can just finally have a bull run initiate. We really want to see what the bottom is going to be, or if we have already hit that bottom in the low $3,000 level. And he also believes that we will not see any major positive price movement in the cryptocurrency market until the SEC releases some regulations that stop, as he calls it, bad actors in the cryptocurrency market, which this is just all the wash trading and market manipulation that is happening currently. And he also believes that we will not see a ETF until after the SEC provides regulations for the market, which is probably why every ETF has been turned down, because the SEC does not want to approve something that they have not even written regulation laws for. Moving on to the next one. The Spend app now supports XRP on their Visa debit card. This partnership brings XRP to 118 countries worldwide. You're now able to load your debit card or Spend Visa card with XRP very similar in the way you would load a BitPay card with Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash or a Shift card with Bitcoin. So this is great to see for the XRP community. This may bring some extra volume and liquidity to the market. And it's just nice to see anytime XRP is being used in something new, because XRP, I personally believe, is going to eventually be the #1 coin. So it's nice to see that they have been added to this Spend Visa card and are able to be used in all these extra locations, 180 countries, 40 million plus locations. As of right now, this card is not available in the US, but they say it will be available across the whole globe in the future. They do not give a timeline for that. So I'll be looking out for this card. I do not want to sell my XRP as of yet, but it may be something that I might use after a XRP bull run when I feel like XRP has hit a price where I feel comfortable selling at. Moving on to the next one. Bitcoin developer or Bitcoin core maintainer, I'm sure I'm going to butcher this name, Wad van der Laan, says to not expect Bitcoin's max supply to go up, if all or any time soon. For those of you who did not know, there was talks of between the Bitcoin core developers of increasing the max supply of Bitcoin in order to bring down transaction costs in the future. But in this article, this developer states that that is BS. It's sad that this needs to be said, but no one in their right mind proposes changing Bitcoin's monetary policy. And this is because, and he goes on further to explain, Bitcoin is mainly seen as a store of value. I know they are trying to be used more for payments through the Lightning Network, but I feel like at this point there are better payment methods than Bitcoin, and they will never really be seen as much more of a store of value. And due to that, increasing their max supply would be detrimental to what Bitcoin is, and it would not make it the same kind of store of value that people see it as right now. Because if you can just randomly increase the max supply of this finite asset, then it is not finite anymore. And if it happens once, what's to say it won't happen again? He also goes on to state that Bitcoin is a leaderless currency, and even the Bitcoin core group is just a band of developers that maintain Bitcoin, but they are not the head of Bitcoin. He also goes on to state that Ethereum has went through several forks over the past couple years, and the community looks at each of them as an upgrade for improving the technology, but rather than as possible points of centralization. He's basically just saying that Bitcoin is more decentralized than the majority of crypto assets out there as of right now. And by showing that there's a team that can just roll out periodic updates such as Ethereum upgrading their network, they are showing their point of centralization, which he says Bitcoin does not have. Moving on. This is an article saying that 430,000 of confiscated crypto will be sold off by the Irish government by auction. These crypto assets were seized as a result of a drug trafficking bust that happened in Ireland, where they were using the dark net to sell drugs, probably related to something along the lines of Silk Road, which I'm sure most of you know what that is. For you that don't, it's basically a dark web website that was used to sell drugs and other illegal items for cryptocurrency, especially back during the earlier years of cryptocurrency. It's one of the places that Bitcoin got its bad name from, because people saw Bitcoin as this asset that only criminals use to buy illegal objects, which we know is not the same case now, because Bitcoin is fully traceable by pretty much every major government, and if you are using it to buy illegal items, you are not making a good decision. Not to say that buying illegal items isn't a good decision from the start, because you should not be buying anything that is illegal in your country. That's just an easy way to get in trouble. Anyway, moving on with this article. These Bitcoin funds are holding no reserve at the auction, and the auction includes almost 105 Bitcoin, 104.99, and also that same amount of Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Gold. The total market value is slightly over $430,000 as of the current time of this article being written. The Bitcoins will be auctioned off starting at 12 noon on March the 1st. The cryptocurrencies will be divided into lots as they are auctioned. Each Bitcoin lot will be sold in an amount of 0.5 of a Bitcoin to 4 full Bitcoin at each time, while the Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Gold will be offered in slightly larger lots. So if you're looking to pick up some maybe cheap Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash or Gold, which from my personal opinion, I am not a fan of Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin Gold or any fork of Bitcoin, because none of those forks will ever be Bitcoin. If you believe in your coin enough to fork the Bitcoin code, you should not carry the Bitcoin name. I believe it just brings down Bitcoin itself. So if you are looking to pick up some cheap Bitcoin, you may want to look at this auction, but there is an issue with Bitcoin being used for crimes not having the same fungibility as a clean Bitcoin that has not had a bad stain on its blockchain, because coins used on illegal activities have been known to be blacklisted before in certain governments. So there are certain governments that may blacklist these coins. I'm not saying it will or won't happen, but if they are, you will not be able to use those coins in that area, which will negatively affect you if you live in that area, which it really depends on you if you want to take part in this auction, or if you're even able to take part in this auction. It doesn't have very much more detail about it. I'm not sure what it takes to actually participate in this. Anyway, moving on. I probably would not do this myself, just because I like to keep my cryptocurrency clean. Moving on. Binance Coin has been doing great in the market, and this is just an article with a price prediction, basically stating that Binance Coin has had a high of $18.20 in the past. Oh, I'm sorry. No, the high has been upwards in the $26 range. More recently, we hit $18.20, and we were knocked down. I believe we hit that $26 range during the big bull run in 2017, in the December-January area. And since then, this coin has been hitting resistance at the $11.80 multiple times. So we need to see if Binance Coin can break the $11.80 resistance level, and if it does, we may see it climb up further to the $15 to $18 range, which is basically what this article is stating. My personal opinion is that due to the Binance DEX opening up, Binance Coin is set to do pretty good in its own market for the future. I don't know if it will bring up the whole cryptocurrency market by itself, but I believe that Binance Coin is set for a bull run due to having more utility as of being changed to its own blockchain and being used as the main currency in the Binance DEX, or decentralized exchange. Before, the main purpose of Binance Coin was to either vote on polls that Binance would host, or to receive cheaper trading fees while trading on the Binance platform. But this brings up a whole new host of utility for Binance Coin by being used by the Binance DEX. So Binance Coin, in my personal opinion, will be doing good in the soon to mid-term future. As we all probably know by now, Binance DEX is in beta testing, and you can start using it as of a couple days ago. I believe about 2 days ago they opened up their beta testing. And if you have a Ledger Nano S, you can connect your wallet to the Binance DEX and start trading on their beta platform. You can also make a wallet and start trading if you do not have a Ledger Nano S. Okay, so that's going to wrap up this video for today. I hope you found this news informative. And if you like the video, please like and subscribe. This is a new channel, and I'm trying to grow this channel, bringing you the best news daily. I will be answering any comments in the comments section, so if you have any questions, please let me know. Remember, I am not a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. This is not trading advice. All right. Well, have a good day. Thank you for coming by, and I'll see you guys in the next video.